Go.
Our apologies in advance.
We do things a little differently here at the Train Anything Show. The road is long, the heat is high. Brent's still pushing as Kyle flies from dawn to dusk. They're making a way for all to participate. 1 mile at a time, win the fight. Inspire belief and action, don't you quit. Tomorrow it'll be one day, win the fight. Inspire belief and action, don't you quit. Tomorrow it'll be one.
Welcome to the Train Anything Show. This is John.
And I'm Dylan.
And we are passionate about all things endurance, here to inspire belief and action, one podcast at a time. Whew.
That was
made it, man.
fantastic.
We did. And today...
Thank you.
Thank you. We are joined by two guests that we're stoked to have, Brent and Kyle Pease. If you do not know the guys, they're here on the screen. Together, they've done some pretty incredible things. They are endurance athletes, and they're a push-assisted team. Kyle's got cerebral palsy, and Brent's his brother, and they've competed over 100 races together, including marathons and triathlons and some crazy endurance events as a team, which is pretty incredible. In 2018, they made history by being the first brothers who competed at the Ironman World Championship in Kona, Hawaii as a push team, crushing that. In 2019, Kyle's a book out called Beyond the Finish. It's a memoir and story about their journey. In 2024, they went back to Kona and smashed the push assist record, which is pretty cool. Off the course, they have co-founded the Kyle Pease Foundation, which works to empower athletes with disabilities and just increase access and inclusion for all kinds of folks getting out into endurance sport and chasing dreams, which is way cool. They've been all over just sharing their story, inspiring people, and we are beyond stoked to have them here on the pod today. So officially welcome Brent and Kyle Pease to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hell of a song.
What do you guys think of the song? Yeah?
Great song.
Good. We'll
We're
send you the
right
lyrics.
age bracket where that song was on repeat for, a couple of years there.
Yeah, Save Tonight.
Mazda 626.
Nice.
The Mazda 626.
So how old are you guys? Just curious.
I'm 42, and Kyle just
Okay.
turned 40.
Yeah, all right. So the 90s, you guys were with it. I mean, was that a 90s song? I think so. Early 2000s.
I mean, now, we're going to spend the whole
It's around that
pod
area.
trying to figure out Eagle Eye Cherry and where they are today.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I think it was probably
We
99.
ripped
I bet
it.
it was 99.
Yeah. Nice. Well, anyway. Well, that's good. Well, so moving on, we like to kick off the show with Train Anythings. So every week we kick off the show with a segment called Train Anythings of the Week. This segment embodies our belief that anything can be trained. It's a good thing that we aren't perfect because we all have things to work on. And we like to talk about it. So I'm going to kick us off with my Train Anything of the Week. And then you guys can follow. We can kind of go round table. So
What you got?
my Train Anything of the Week has been lactate testing. Blood lactate testing.
You mean bleeding?
Bleeding, yeah. So if you guys could see my ears right now, they are bruised. And I probably look like a wrestler. But no, John and I just finished up 2 days of testing to get my baselines as I'm training for Ironman Arizona in 7 weeks. So we did swim test in the morning, John was bleeding me on the side of the pool. And then 2 hours later, we did a bike test. And then the next day, we did a run test. So,
yeah.
But testing, it was my best testing ever. So
it's great.
Yeah. That was good.
Love it.
How about you, John?
Okay, so my Train Anything was training while traveling this time. So I had a work trip to Boston last week, and it had been a minute since I traveled for work, especially to somewhere other than Chicago. So, and of course, when I travel for work, it's pretty packed. Like the days you're in meetings all day long, and then they take you to a happy hour and then a dinner. So you just can't do anything but work. Like they lock you in, but they feed you decent food, which is nice. But I still had to find a way to get some movement in. So did some running at the hotel, and then found a gap in my day to just go for a walk. Really, nice. Which is where I'm at. But they have a nice park in Boston. I don't know. It's called the Commons, I think. I don't know if you've been there. It's really nice. And so finding gaps when you're traveling, even just to get out and walk, especially if you've got more of a corporate job where you're sitting at a computer most of the time, being able to do that just really helps break up the day and makes you feel better throughout. So
there you go.
Stay on that drip when you're traveling.
Train and travel.
The take there.
Kyle,
What
you been working on?
My training thing, I do aqua therapy every Friday. And so this Friday this past Friday was the big one. I swam. We do straight in the beginning of the session, and then we swim at the end. And for the first time, I swam on my own with a life jacket on, of course, 25 meters of the pool. So it was a big deal.
That's amazing. Dude.
Yeah. That's
awesome.
a sweet training.
We should do it fast.
Yeah.
Dude, he's going to be doing the swim next time.
Yeah, who needs the boat?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. Brent, what you been working on?
So my Train Anything is actually, I'm in the same boat as you, John. I've been traveling more than ever. I coach at some additional endurance events, and so I'm on the road a good bit this year and just kind of trying to find movement and figure out what that looks like. And maybe we'll get into it, but it makes it even more amazing what we pulled off last year. Taking bikes on the road and finding pools in different cities, and so it's nice to actually, for me, this season, that Train Anything means you're in a different city. Train Anything is literally open-ended. You want to run today? You want to bike? You want to do nothing? Let's do it, because there's no Ironman on the horizon right now.
Right. Some flexibility.
That's nice.
Yeah. Have you ever done a session in a tiny hotel pool that you probably shouldn't be swimming in? Have you ever gotten to that point?
100%. Yeah.
I've done some perimeter swimming in hotel pools just to
Are you wearing a Speedo when you're doing that?
Yes.
Oh, the little kids.
It's in the morning.
I just needed a recovery swim. I didn't have the legs to. It's been twice. In both times, it was I just need to move, and I would do a combo of swimming, perimeter, short laps, very short laps, and then some aqua jogging. Just get in 30 minutes of movement, get the blood moving, and then get out of the pool and be off the next 48 hours.
It's enough. It's enough.
That's awesome. So, how many Ironmans have you guys done together?
We have done 6 together.
6.
Nice.
Did you do one this year?
No, we've done nothing. In fact, we did the Boston Marathon, but when we finished Boston, we were in New York for a speech, and I was like, all right, Kyle, I love doing this with you, and I'll do this as long as you want, and whatever you want to do, I'm in. I'll do whatever, so if you want to do an Ironman. And before I finished my speech, he's like, I'm not doing another Ironman. I was like, oh, okay.
I feel that.
No, I would. I haven't told Brent this, but I would like to do a 70.3 at some point.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll do Louisville, because it all started in Louisville, and next year's the 15th anniversary of the foundation, and might make sense to go back to that city that kind of really kicked it all off for us.
That's cool.
Back. Yeah.
Was that an Ironman, Louisville, when you guys
It's
did it?
70.3 now,
Or was it
yeah.
It's a 70.3.
So back then,
Back then it was an Ironman.
I suppose.
And you guys will appreciate this, but Haley and I have the same coach. I know we talked about Haley before we went on air.
Oh, yeah.
And so Matthew Rose is our coach, and Matthew and I talked years ago about how we really missed Louisville as an Ironman because it was the closest you could get as an age grouper to Kona in terms of conditions.
Interesting.
Hot. It was hot all day. The swim was hot. The bike was hilly. I mean, the run doesn't really compare because the run was really flat, but it was hot and exposed. So no wetsuit,
Right.
you in the conditions, and you in 140.6, and like that was it. So there was like,
Right.
in the years where Kona was, single digits or less than 3% of athletes were getting into the race, it was a pretty cool experience to just go see what it's like to deal. I mean, because Kona throws the conditions at you, and Louisville did too. So that was cool for a lot of years that was accessible to the athlete.
Right.
Yeah. I hit it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I hit it one of its last years. I think it was 2018 when it was cold. It was like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite.
Really? It can swing like
Yes.
that? Louisville?
Yes.
Huh.
It was.
They
And
moved it.
I don't know if they moved the race. Yeah.
Same weekend as
Yeah.
Kona.
Yeah. Yeah. But when we were doing the prep for this, noticed that y'all did Ironman Wisconsin in 2013. That was my second Ironman ever. Where was that in your count? I probably saw you out there.
It was number one.
That was the first? Oh, that was the first one.
Yeah.
Hot
awesome.
dog. That's nuts. Wow.
Yes, you definitely saw. There was us and one other team. A guy that we're
I was
still
like, I definitely
friends with was pushing a woman who unfortunately has passed away. So there's two teams, and they started us right behind the pro women. So you definitely passed us at some point because we got passed by a lot of people on the bike that day. That was a beast for our first Ironman, that's for sure.
That Ironman is an honest Ironman for sure.
Yeah.
And those were back in the days of mass starts too, which was awesome to have all those 2,000 people just
One go.
ripping it from the beginning. Oh, bring back mass starts. Bring back mass starts.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So how long did that one take you, your first round?
15 hours and 9 minutes.
In 23 seconds.
Yeah.
He remembers all 23 of those last seconds, I assure you.
Oh my gosh. This podcast is going to go so many directions, but like, I'm sure you guys have come a long way in the equipment that you've fastened to make this work. And I mean, what were some like challenges that you guys had to fix after Ironman Wisconsin?
So
like for
the
swim,
challenges
bike, and
started
the run?
the year the challenges started the year before. We did two 70.3s.
Okay.
We did Ironman 70.3 New Orleans, and then we did an off-brand race in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. And for those two races, our bike had an 8-gear internal hub. And our goal had always been from the start is that Kyle had to sit up front. Like he was going to ride a bike. He wasn't going to be towed by me. He was going to be an active participant in racing. Because towing, like we can't talk. We talk to each other for hours on the bike. We communicate to each other as teammates do, as brothers do. We cuss. I should say this: we cuss at each other like brothers, but we communicate like teammates. And so these bikes with us on it, were 400 pounds of human and steel. And so when we did the race in Alabama, the bike split was like 447, I think. So nearly 5 hours for a half. And it was super windy. And I got off the bike, and our mechanic still comes with us to just about every race, certainly every Ironman. And I was like, Curtis, we'll never finish an Ironman with this bike. We got to figure it.
We got to do better.
So for Wisconsin, we did a mountain gearing setup. So we had three cassettes up front, and then mountain gearing in the rear, and then the shifters were reversed to just handle the load. So just switch sides. Right hand was working the front, left hand was working the rear. Just the easy way, and it's also single side drive. So 3 wheels, but all one side drivetrain. So we just always kept playing with it. We finished the bike split in Wisconsin was like 8:56 or 8:58.
8:58. Yeah.
8:58. Yeah, so we barely made the swim bike cutoff. I mean, we had like 2 minutes to spare. Yeah, it was tight. It was very tight.
Yeah. I mean, that bike.
But then we kept, so like, it's going a little bit deeper than you said, or you were asking, but like then we were able to get a carbon fork on the next season, and every race we did kind of a new iteration of the bike that just kept getting weight off. We figured out how to build these our mechanic figured out how to build these custom hubs so we could have carbon wheels. That took a lot of weight off. So it was just this constant, like, really, like, we could spend an entire pod talking about our team, because the success in races like Hawaii is built on the heels of having training partners like Haley back in the day, having coaches like Matthew, having support mechanisms like our family and the supporters and the mechanic and all of these people that we explored all these. It's been part of the fun. It's like, okay, we just barely made the bike cutoff. What do we do now to go do another race? Because if we get to Hawaii and we've got a bike that weighs 400 pounds with us sitting on it, there ain't no way we're making any cutoffs.
Right. So impressive.
Just make it a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. But that's right, incremental improvements. I mean, that's the game.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
So, Kyle, are you singing to your brother when you guys are racing, or are you cussing at him to go faster?
It's a combination of both. It just depends on, what's going on for that particular race. But in Wisconsin, I used the little engine that could. I think I can. And so every race that we do together, in the Ironman space, it's always a theme. So for Wisconsin, it was, I think we can, and I said it probably over 500 times until I really wanted that thing, yeah. So, but it was a great day.
And that evolved too.
Yeah.
Like Kyle, like the first half we did with like 12 miles to go, Kyle's like, how many more miles? Okay, well, how long is that going to take us? And it's like, I'm pushing the pedals. I'm not doing math. You figure that out.
Yeah, you do the math.
And so, like, but Kyle evolved as an athlete as everybody else does. I mean, when we do talk about, it's unofficial with Ironman, but for us, it's a course record. And we talk about it because we worked for that course record for 14 years. And what happened that day last fall was a reflection of all the years of work that we put in with the entire team. So having a bike that was built to be as aerodynamic as possible with two people sitting on it, having Kyle, shaving his legs like everybody else and shaving his head, and having a bike computer positioned so he could tell everything that was going on, looking at power, looking at speed, looking at all of that stuff. He evolved as an athlete. And I just pulled it up because I couldn't remember. It's funny that I can remember so vividly our times in Wisconsin, but we were 8:09 on the bike last fall in Hawaii. So, 40 plus minute drop over the course of 14 years of racing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I'm curious, how many training sessions a week do you guys do together? Do you guys train a lot together, or is it more like, do you prepare for the race and
No,
separate?
I'm a very active part of the preparation. I think I love the preparation of an Ironman more than the race, to be honest with you. So what that looks like is, about 10 to 12 weeks out, I join Brent for a weekend, and we go out and do 20 hours, 10 hours both days. And just we laugh and we joke, and we talk about people, and it's a great time.
Gossip.
I really love the process of it. And one particular story that I'll share was the last year where we were getting ready for Kona the second time. We rode the Silver Comet in Atlanta, from Atlanta to Alabama and back. and it was just amazing to be out there with friends and just enjoy each other. And that's where we came up with the theme for Kona, was to be grateful for each other and enjoy the moment and be present for one another. So I love the process of practice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that theme, and especially as you guys have been, brothers, and working together and training together. Like, there's a lot of overlap. So I imagine sometimes everybody has their moments, but really appreciating each other in it is pretty awesome. As you're showing up to those training sessions, who's more likely to be late?
Me.
Who's sleeping in? Yeah,
I think it's
Kyle's owning it.
It's both. It's both. It's like, so our dad was notoriously like 5 minutes late to every child pickup, right? Like, I remember sitting with bus drivers. My therapist and I haven't gotten through these issues yet, so waiting on my dad. Like, every kid is gone, and Kyle and I are the same. And really, what it is though is like we're both trying to cram so much into the day. Where it's like, I know I can do this last phone call. I know I can do this last little thing. And then you're scrambling out the door to be there for the training session. So we're both equal screw-ups when it comes to managing time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it gets there.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, I want to jump back a little bit to the beginning. So one of the concepts, ideas we talk about and want to inspire it, our mission to inspire belief in action, and we have a whole mental strategies framework that is based on belief. And so we view it as such a critical part of achieving anything, but especially in endurance sport. You have to believe that you can actually do the thing. So, and before that, you have to get sparked, right? Something has to make you think you can do something. So what was that spark or inspiration that set the foundation for what became belief in this journey?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was when Brent did his first Ironman in Louisville, I was mentioned earlier in the pod. I've always wanted to be an athlete. I love sports. Today is Victory Monday because the Falcons won yesterday. So that's always put me in a good mood. But when I went and I saw Brent participate in Louisville, I was enthralled by not only what Brent was doing that day, but what the other competitors were doing as well. And it reminded me a lot of my life and the ups and downs that I go through every day. And our good friend, Betty, that has been doing endurance races for years, I kept asking her questions all the day, and while Brett was on the run, she's like, you know you gotta do one, right? No, there's no chance I'm gonna do one. But I was just amazed at how everybody committed to getting to that finish line.
He was watching other people. Like Kyle said, Ironman is such a great metaphor for life for all of us. We could all, and when you say train anything, it's like, well, give me a life lesson. Like, I'd love that question. What's your life lesson from Ironman? Because we've all gotten them. And sometimes that evolves. And for Kyle to watch that day in 2010, to watch other people go through this, these huge, it's big wave riding, right? Like, they were up high really in one moment and they're down really low. They're smiling as they start the run, and then they're, their heads down and they're shuffling at, 16 minutes per mile. And Kyle was like, I can do this. I do this every day in my wheelchair. And Betty, who, a good friend to Haley as well, Betty just kept needling Kyle, like, you can. And I think by the time they were done and Kyle and I were sitting together after, the belief was already there. But Kyle had to very gently bring me on board, having just completed my very first Ironman, of like, hey, what do you think? And what Kyle said was, can people in wheelchairs do Ironman? And that created a conversation that's really been going on for 15 years now.
Yeah, I think the belief has always been there through Walter Perry taught us to, always be positive and, believe in yourself. And so I'm wanting to do something in the sports industry, and to get to do it with Brent through Ironman and endurance racing. It gets so special. It gets something that most of us will never take for granted.
Yeah. Well, we talk about that. So, like, John mentioned there's a lot of feedback. Belief, it just starts with a spark. You don't have to have it all together yet, right? So you can just say in your heart, I'm going to do that. So, like, for you, it was an Ironman. You believed you could do an Ironman. And it's like, okay, now we need to take action to figure this thing out. And there's a lot of moving parts when there's two of you together. So, yeah, what was that action piece like after that belief started?
It's such a great way to frame that, right? And so the action for us was like, do it. What do you need to do it? It's like, okay, swim, bike, run. So let's start going through what it would take. And so we reached out to the Hoyts, and they were famous for responding to every single inquiry they ever got. And so we got this long email from them that was like, here's everything we use. And we sent it out to our initial team. And the only funny thing is, there was two things, I guess. Number one is they had a custom Cannondale that Cannondale had built them in the 90s. And so I can tell you what kind of response I got from Cannondale when I reached out to them. We didn't know where to get the bike. And then I sent it to one of Kyle's professors, who was a big outdoor enthusiast, one of his college professors. And he's like, I have no idea why Dick was pulling that boat, because that boat probably weighs 40 or 50 pounds. But it was just what they thought they should use. And once they got used to it. And so we went and sat at REI. That was our first action step. So start with the swim. We sat at REI and we tried all these different boats until we found one that we liked. And then we reached out to Curtis, who runs a bike shop here in Atlanta called Cannon Cyclery. And we're like, we need a bike. What do you know? And he came and sat in our kitchen with this catalog from a company in Canada that builds bikes for people with disabilities. And he's like, I think we can modify one of these bikes to do an Ironman. And then the run was actually the easiest. There's a company about 25 minutes from our house that builds chairs for athletes with disabilities. And so using the Hoyts as kind of the blueprint, we're able to then start taking the steps of give us everything we need, because now we can train, now we can race, now we can continue to take more action. So it was just the simple first step of what do we need to actually do the thing we said we're going to do.
I like that. Yeah, you just simplify. Just go, right? Just take action. You don't have to overcomplicate it.
I think
just start taking little steps one day at a time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As you were going through, was there, it sounds like you were motivated. I mean, Kyle believed it was happening, so it was just inevitable at that point. But did it, you did it, but were there times you're like, you know what, maybe not, or, never mind, let's pick something else. Maybe triathlon's not the thing. Maybe we go do a duathlon. Like, did you entertain any of those ideas, or did you have those moments where you're like, oh, maybe we're on the wrong track?
I don't know that Kyle ever had those moments, and I'll let him speak to it. But to me, there was two moments. The first was when we decided we would do it, and I was talking to Betty, and I was like, well, maybe we'll just do a relay. Like I'll do the bike or the run, and then you could do the swim. And she said, shoot, no, you're doing the whole thing. And that was her response. And it was kind of where it was like, you know what, she's right. Like Kyle asked if he could do this with me. And so we just got to do this. And so it was like a moment of doubt. And the second one was the night before Ironman Wisconsin. And I've always been I always went through this weird mindset of like psyching myself out, or by telling myself everything that could go wrong, instead of saying like what could actually go right. And so we were sitting there having a meeting with our crew, our mechanic, we're going through every little last detail. And I kept saying, if we finish the bike, because that cutoff.
That cutoff is looming.
It's looming. And Kyle snapped finally. And he said, when we finish the bike. And I remember leaving the hotel room going, he needs to come sit here and push these pedals. Like, he doesn't have a clue what my body's going through. And then I remember walking to my room being like, but I don't know what he's going through, you know? And so what am I doubting? Like, what could possibly go right tomorrow? That's what Kyle was trying to help me frame it up. So I really feel like from that moment forward that we never allowed ourselves to remove the belief that we were capable of these things that we were striving for.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, when we started this movement, my mom always said, start small and then build your way up. So, you know, that's what we did. But if I doubted every decision that I made, I would not be in the position I'm in now. So, with all the challenges and everything that I face on a day-to-day basis, life is hard. But life is hard for all of us. So, to do something extraordinary is amazing, and to show what is possible and get to do that with Brent is even sweeter. And I get to enjoy the moment. There are times where it's like, what are we doing out here? But there are other times that that we get to do this together, and that's important.
Yeah, it's just like the adventure of it, and I love like the rock collars and the like, no, we're like, shut up, we're doing this, like, or like enough, we're taking the hill, I don't care what you say, like, we are going to go take that hill. And that's the attitude, and I love it. I love it.
Dylan, you were kind of saying it when you were helping us like start to have this little discussion here. And for us, it's what we realize now looking back, like the brotherly bond is a huge part of that. But, you know, motivation follows action. And it's easy to watch it's easy to listen to this pod and be like, okay, I'm motivated, I'm going to sign up for an Ironman, or I'm going to train in, like, whatever that mentality is. It's like, great, what's the next step? Because motivation is short-lived. And so Kyle was super motivated standing with me in Louisville in 2010. But if we hadn't taken action, we wouldn't be sitting here today. It would have just been this moment of like, he did an Ironman, that was cool. But instead we took the next steps to go find a boat and to do the thing. And that created the opportunity to train. And that created the opportunity to race. And then it led to what was an Ironman. And so the action never stopped. And I think that's something that's so hard for people to wrap their heads around sometimes. Like, okay, great. You said you're going to do the thing. Now you need to take the first step. Because if you do that, the next one gets a little bit easier.
Dude, you're preaching. Preach, man. Preach. Like that. Belief and action. Like that. Yes, 1,000%. Like, you have to show up and do the things.
Yeah, and we talk about this too. So when you do have a goal and you believe it and you're taking action, there's a lot of chatter, you know, on the outside. People are saying, oh, you can't do this, it's too hard, or, you know, even, you know, like Kyle had to encourage you, Brent, at a time, you know, like, yes, we can do this. But it's so important to have those people in our life that are speaking life into our dreams, right? So surrounding yourself with, maybe it's your family, your parents, you know, they instilled some, you know, just belief in you when you were younger that you remember from your childhood. You're like, oh, I'm an adult now, I can actually take action on these things. And I don't know, just for me personally, I know my parents played a huge role in me just getting to where I am in sport. You know, they said, whatever you find your hand to do, just do it with all your might. Just like go full-heartedly, whatever you choose to do. If you're a carpenter, be the best at it. If you're a sculptor, be the best at it. If you're an athlete, be the best at it. And it just seems like you guys are living examples of like doing something that seems impossible to the outside world, and yeah, just keeping you seem like you have a really tight, you know, group of people who believe in you as well. Yeah, so and it's like compounding.
Who's been part of that crew for you, or do you have moments like that?
I mean, there's so many. I mean, truly. Certainly parents. I mean, my mom was big on PMA, is what she called it, positive mental attitude. And she was very big with Kyle with that. And like that comes through when we race. Kyle is the most positive force on the race course, and it's so challenging. We could list 50 people we've met over the years where you're like, man, if you could just smile for 30 seconds, you'd figure this out. Like, it's hard, so just smile and have fun with it, you know? So certainly the foundation was with our parents, but we've been really fortunate over the years to have all these people that help build us up. Like what you see in the book is a picture of us crossing the finish line, but if you read the book, you read about all the people that had a hand in this. I mean, Betty Janelle pushing us from the first moment, Haley being a training partner, Matthew being a coach, Curtis, the bike mechanic. And now when you look at it today, I mean, I think we had 40 people in Kona with us last October. And every single one of them had a role and a hand in our success, whether they were, you know, the person dropping off nutrition in the middle of a bike session, to doing the training sessions with us, to spending hours on the phone. Like, the support mechanisms that we've had, it's truly our secret weapon. To have that many people that want to help us take action, and something that's not lost on either of us, that's really special to us.
Yeah.
It's like a charter bus. Do you have a charter bus in Kona?
Yeah.
My dad would
40
love
people.
to have a charter bus. He'd love to drive it. No, but like, so when Kyle and I first started, Kyle had these shirts made in college that said, when you're with Pease, it ain't easy. And so we made those for Kona in 18. We like redid it. But that was kind of the point. It was like, you know what? It's hard to live your life in a wheelchair, you know, but it's all good when you're with Kyle. And that's the mentality of this whole crew. And when you see it, it looks like a family. They're all in their KPZ blue, and they've all, like I said, they've all, you know, played a role, whatever that was, you know, all the way down to the guys that you can see that were in transition with us, to the ones you never see, which is our parents, who were always, you know, screaming the loudest from the sidelines and giving us the framework for what positivity looks like and what hard work looks like. So it is a huge crew, and maybe one day we'll get that bus for them.
Next Kona.
Epic.
Nice.
So back to, or not back to, but layering on. So we talked about just that innate belief, and that in seeing that you sparked that belief and doing the thing. You envisioned yourself doing the thing. You believed you could. You took the steps. Why? And not just like, what's the why behind, well, because I wanted to, because I had the vision, but the next level why that really drives some of what you're doing. And maybe that's evolved over time as your mission has evolved. But curious for each of you, like, what is that purpose that keeps you going and pursuing that belief?
I think it has evolved over the years. For one, nobody in their right mind should put their body through what we put our body through, but we love it, and that's our passion, right? And so I guess I want to leave this space better than I saw it. So if that's showing people what I can do rather than what I can't do, that's what I want to do. I want to leave it better than I saw it. So I think it has definitely evolved, and now that we have the Kyle Pease Foundation, it's for our athletes and their families that we serve. So it's amazing at where we started and where we are now.
So I wanted to.
What about you, Brent?
I wanted to pull this up because I wrote something on October 31st, so just 5 days after we completed the second time in Hawaii, because I think this has been the foundation for me. This has been what's grounded me in all of this and allowed me to go through the days, the really hard ones, the ones I didn't want to go through. And I wrote, "It wasn't a dream. It was 2 years of hard work, backed by a family that extends far beyond those of us at the finish line. From our personal family to the KPF staff, to every crew member, sponsor, and supporter near and far. This was our Ohana. This was for Kyle, for everyone he's inspired, and for anyone who's dreamed of a more inclusive world. Crossing the finish line wasn't just a finish, it was and is our story, one we're privileged to share with you. To all who allowed us to serve in ways we never imagined, to those who stood by us through each challenge, we simply say thank you. Saturday was a hard-fought day. It tested every ounce of our mental strength, but we did it. We did it for you and always with you. Mahalo. And that was just what this has always been. Like, there's been those moments of, I can't. And the I can was always Kyle, you know? And that's when you see so many people, you know, gravitate to what we do through the foundation, through our own personal racing. It was always Kyle. And he's learning more and more how to embrace that it's not a, you're better than somebody or you need to be on this pedestal. It's the, we hold you up so that we can see ourselves in that same mirror and what we're capable of. And it's made it really special for the last 16 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like, yeah, and you have to have that. And I love how yours has evolved into that foundation and into something that has raised a bunch, not just money, but have impacted so many people and have made things possible. So tell us more about, when did it start? Was that like natural progression? Was that always in the vision for this journey? And kind of what got that going?
I mean, it was never like part of the original vision. The original vision was just to race. And when we did our first...
Go do an Ironman.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, that was the original vision. Yeah. And we did know that was going to take a few years, that we weren't going to just jump right in. So our first triathlon was the St. Anthony's Tri in St. Petersburg, Florida. And when Kyle finished, nearly instantly, he said, other people have to do this. Because for him, he had finally tapped into who he had seen himself as an athlete. You know, endurance sports are beautiful in that way, that it just pulls out in each of us capability, possibility. So it shifted very quickly from the two of us to how many of us. And that slowly evolved just like an Ironman. I mean, we served one athlete in our first year, and then it became 6. And last year it was 150. So 150 families now come through the foundation annually. All because when Kyle had that feeling at the finish line, it gave him the inspiration, and then the action was get a bunch of us in the room that want to help and set this thing up.
Yeah, that's just amazing. I mean, like that, Kyle, being your reaction, like, I want other people to have this, you know, and that heart is really, I mean, and now look at what you've done. Like, that's special. So where's so 150 families this year. I mean, is that like full on, you know, you dialing in aerodynamics and like hooking up with all the intel on stuff? Like, what's that look like?
It's a great, I mean, our foundation looks like your weekly 10K. You know, there's some people that they want to know, like, how do we get faster than Kyle, which is basically everybody these days. Kyle introduces me now as his bigger, slower brother. But so there's the people that, like, they want, like, what's the most aerodynamic setup? Like, how do I build a better chair? To the people that are like, I just want a community. I just want people to socialize and be, like, included with. And I'd like a free t-shirt and a medal to go with it, you know? So it's such a wonderful array of families, from the hyper competitive to the we just want to be part of the crew. And that, again, very much embodies Kyle, that he's shown up and been extremely competitive, to the point of not talking to me after races, to like Kyle and I showing up and being like, we're just going to hang out in the back and run with everybody and have fun and not worry about results, and just let this be a day of community. So it depends. I mean, we set the mission up to be really ambiguous, so that we could support in any way possible for anybody with a disability, not just this one specific thing, like we're going to do triathlons or we're going to do running races. I mean, we've helped people get jobs. We've helped people, you know, mountain bike and do all sorts of crazy adventures that extend far beyond the road. So it's part of what evolved for Kyle over his entire life, that my parents tried all these different things. It just so happened that endurance sports was the one that he tapped into the best.
We talk about evolve, we talk about evolve a lot, and And one thing that I have really, noticed with our family that we serve is, yes, we have a mission, yes, we have a vision with the Kyle Pease Foundation, but I want all of our families to forget about their challenges when they come and race with us for however long that is, whether that's 30 minutes or 3 hours. And I want them to focus on being the athlete. And for their families, I want them to feel the family community aspect that we create through the Kyle Pease Foundation. So it is very special what we do, and I'm glad that we have a extended family with all of our families that we serve.
Yeah, love it. Like the multiplier effect of just positivity and can-do attitudes and like giving people that opportunity. It's really, really cool.
Correct.
What, Squirrel, you talked about, I'm curious, what, so triathlon, we talked a lot about triathlon, but other events, what's your favorite, each of you, like, is there a particular sport, distance, what have you, that's top of the list?
Well, I mean, the bike, I think I've always loved the most when it comes to what we do, because I've enjoyed how much time it takes to really grow and to become a better athlete. And it's also where Kyle and I get to spend the most dedicated time together. That ride to Anniston, Alabama was, 8 hours together and like super relaxed, not the intensity of a Kona. So I've always loved that the most, because it's where Kyle has to train his body the most too. It's not natural the way he sits on a bike, same as it is for the rest of us. It's not a normal, like, oh, this is how I sit in a chair all day. Like, so that's been my personal favorite.
Yeah, at first the bike was my greatest equalizer, and the swim was the easiest because I'm in a laid back position that I'm accustomed to. But I will honestly say that each of them present their own unique challenges, but I really like the run aspect of it because I feel that that has become the biggest challenge, because the bike, when you're done with the bike, you have to find the energy, you have to find the mental capability to push yourself beyond your own limits. And that's what I love about the run, because you're gassed and you feel like you can't give anymore, but you still have to run the marathon. So you still have to find it within you. And I have to continue to encourage Brent to help us get to where we want to go. And so just finding that extra push within to say yes, even when your body said no.
Kyle likes the hurt locker. That's what
right.
that is.
You know what, though? I mean, he really does, though. Like, that's one of the best things is seeing how sore he gets after an Ironman. It's like, you want to be, like, everybody wants to be included, and everybody wants to be part of a community. And it's really the best thing we do at the foundation is just finding ways for people to feel that. And for Kyle to sit there, like with a Haley, and both of them are talking about how wrecked they are from the race, or Kyle, laying down the day after a race because he doesn't want to even get in his wheelchair. He's so exhausted. Like, it's the most pleasant exhaustion, and we all keep chasing it for some sick reason.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your guys' like nutrition of choice? So what do you guys like
Besides Skittles, you mean?
You guys eat a lot of Skittles on
color?
race course?
Traditional, like the blue ones? I don't know.
Straight tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been really interesting is kind of learning how to fuel Kyle, and so we've been using precision hydration the last couple of years, because those 90-gram pouches they do and the 360 pouches, like, those are perfect for Kyle. Like, the taste is good, the texture is fine. Like, so for him to be able to just get what he needs. I mean, Kyle's not burning as many calories as I am, but he's burning 4,000 or 5,000 calories. And for a person who never does that, like, it's an exhaustion. And we've done races where it's like, I remember at Florida 70.3 one year screaming at him going, are you going to get involved in this race or not? You know, it's like, I'm back here. You're like sitting silently. Like, let's be a team here, bud. So finding that right mix, like the junk food though, for Kyle is just like, there's this enjoyment factor, but it's like, what's going to give him a quick boost, you know? So in Hawaii, it was Precision Hydration and Coca-Cola. Like, that's what fueled Kyle all day. So it just depends on the day and where we are, but you can usually find him at McDonald's after the race.
Yeah. Big Coca-Cola fan.
Yeah. Huge fan.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that Mickey D's order?
Oh, there we go. That's now the hard-hitting questions.
I love the chicken nugget meal.
Chicken nuggets. All right.
I was a number 2. I don't which used to be the 2 cheeseburgers. Like
there you go.
I was a number 2 guy back in the day. It's probably still a number 2. I'm actually not sure.
McDonald's. Yeah, I haven't eaten at McDonald's since I was a little kid. So I don't know.
Just breakfast.
I don't know what the 2 is.
Steak to the egg McMuffins.
Yeah. They have good coffee.
Right.
You guys, they have good coffee. I was going to ask Kyle, do you wear a heart rate monitor when you're racing? And what does your heart rate get up to in some of these races?
We haven't done it in a long time, but we've seen, Kyle's hasn't gotten this high, but we've seen people in the foundation get up to 200. So we just commissioned a study for the foundation to help, like, just see the total impact, both, physical and mental. And so we'll strap a bunch of athletes to heart rate monitors. But we've seen Kyle like 160s and 170s on his heart rate, so his body's in overdrive. I mean, you guys can't fully see, but he's sitting in a chair perfectly contoured to him, and so going through the rigors of race, it's all relative. You and I are used to, like, we get up and we walk to the mailbox, or we, walk to get a cup of coffee. Kyle's just in a chair all day. So going through the rigors of 15 hours of racing, it takes its toll in similar ways, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, so interesting. Yep.
I feel that stress.
Yeah.
For sure.
What else? What other questions we got?
Well, what do you guys got on the horizon?
Yeah. Is there a Kona next year or what?
No Kona. We'll do Boston again. We tried to break 3 hours in Boston this year, and we just missed it. So we're going to maybe give that another go.
What did you clock?
3:01:17. Yeah.
Kyle, you weren't yelling at him enough.
Yeah, Kyle, did you have...
Oh, he was.
Oh, he was. Everybody was...
I got the crowd of Boylston were amazing, so I got dragged out pretty quickly.
Have you guys have both done Boston, right?
No, I haven't.
Second only to Kona. Finish line experience, Kona, Boston. Those are top 2. But somebody told me this year, they're like, we've heard, like, we had always heard that it's like 3 or 4 trips to Boston before you really kind of figure that race out. So next April will be our 3rd. So maybe we'll, like, it's just hard. The hills show up at mile 16.
Yep.
Like, if I had to pick a place to put hills on a marathon course to challenge somebody, like 16's a pretty good spot to stick them,
Yeah.
And you're basically running hills for 5 miles there, and pushing 140 pounds of human in wheelchair up a hill. Like, it takes its toll. So the 2 times we've done it, we were 11 minutes and 9 minutes slower on the back half. Like, so you just give time back to the course because of the hills. And so we kind of mapped it out. It was like, we need to be right around 125 on the front half to run a 90 to 95 minute back half. And we were 136 and some change and 125 and change on the front half. Like, that's a hard, like, that reminds you of, like, Chris, going back to our early days of Ironman. That's like Chris Lieto, right? Like, watching that dude race was awesome, but it was like, man, what a hard way to run the marathon, knowing everybody's running faster than you. And that's basically the way we have to race Boston. It's like, you gotta go out really hard hold on for dear life on the back half when you start hitting those hills and hope that the body holds up. And hope that Kyle can, get all over you for the last 13 miles there.
That's good. That's good data for next year.
Yeah, we're learning. So third trip, maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's cool. So do you guys have any other hobbies outside of endurance sport?
We didn't for a long time. It was like our singular focus, but I've been golfing a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, much more enjoyable than Ironman sometimes. I'll tell you that. Sports
Golf.
is just still like.
Is that what you said?
Sports is such a big thing for both of us. Like, just spending time. Whether Kyle mentioned the Falcons, like football, and just that becomes a big part of it. But we're both so busy between work and still doing these events that it doesn't leave a lot of room for other stuff.
No.
Yeah, my life's pretty much triathlon as well. But I grew up hunting. I grew up in Minnesota, so did some hunting. But elk season's coming up here for me.
We're in it. I thought elk season just started.
We're in it. Well, bow season. Yeah, right. I only rifle hunt. I don't have time to bow hunt. That's too much of a commitment.
Not a lot of time between all the training. Well, but that's kind of some of the fun. Like, you guys were talking about action. We've talked about action today. Like, some of the fun is creating this, this action to be kind of all in on something. And Kyle and I, for the better part of 6 years, we were all in on Ironman. Like, our lives revolved around how we were doing the next one. And that was a lot of fun. What's fun now is, like, we're both trying to figure out some other things to do besides this singular focus, because the foundation's grown in ways that we don't have to be at every single event. And our lives have evolved that Ironman is not the only defining thing that's in our lives. So I think it's awesome that you're doing so much in triathlon, that you're spending time in that space and, drawing blood on the side of the pool. Like, it's a fun part of the process. The evolve, or you evolve when you get to move beyond that, and that belief system from triathlon starts to apply to other things, as a parent, as a brother, as a coach. Like, all of the parts of your life, I believe, when you've gone all in on something like that, it gives you belief in a lot of other areas of your life.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Love it. All right. Bucket pull?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So every podcast we have a bucket pull. We have a bucket typically. Right. We pull a random question out of a hat, but we don't have a hat right now.
Bucket.
Or a bucket. But we figured a question. We just threw it on. We can all think about it. We haven't even thought about it yet, but here's the question. So what's the best advice you've ever received from another endurance athlete?
Best advice you've received from another endurance athlete?
It's a tough one. John, do you have it? We can all answer it.
That I ever received was probably Haley Kruger. When he came up to me after a local 10K, and he said, "You're not a real triathlete until you pee on yourself." So,
that's hilarious.
And it's truly, it's awesome.
That's such a good answer.
So we know.
That is such a good answer.
So good. When he was like, Haley, I was like, what did Haley ever tell you? Like, it's great.
What did Haley ever tell you? She's the wise old owl, Haley.
Go ahead. No, we'll leave it with Kyle. I think we want to top him. Let's leave it with Kyle.
Yeah, I know. That's too good.
You're going to go for the twofer. Let's see. Just because you're here, Dylan used to, and he still does say, don't bleed before you're shot kind of thing. So often you can get spun up in your head and be complaining about something before anything ever happens. Like, did the race even happen? Did the session even happen? Did it actually happen? Or are you getting in your head before, where are you at? So I think that's just a reminder to be present, and if anything, think positive, about what's going to come, and don't live in a space where you're, projecting negative things that might happen and react to them now. So I'll credit that
nice.
to you.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Dylan's mom used to say that to me.
Don't bleed
That's
before you've been
fantastic.
shot. Got it. Okay. Brent, you got one?
Are you sticking with Kyle?
Are you sticking with Kyle's? Yeah.
No, I think mine happened in the middle of my last solo Ironman. It was actually mile 4 of the run, and I was suffering already. And Matthew looked at me and goes, "Okay, now you're in it." And I think kind of to what you were saying is like, we all try to avoid that thing. Like, Ironmans are difficult, and that's a big part of why so many of us sign up. So it's like, when you find yourself in that moment, just be in it. And it just helped me click out of like I was getting ready to go into that spin. Like, oh my God, the race is hard, and I've got 22 miles, and like I'm already getting myself ready to walk a marathon or something, right? And it's still the best marathon I've run solo off the bike. Because when he said that, like, you're in it, it just clicked, you know? We try to avoid the difficulties in life when so much of life is managing the difficulties.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, mine was a recent one. So I have a good friend, Jason Donald. He is he used to race for Garmin cycling team, and he was a collegiate runner for the steeplechase. But we used to work together at a bike shop here in Bozeman, and I got a lot of good stuff from him. He's kind of a sassy guy. He's very strong, opinionated, and you know, me being me, I typically always am overtrained and tired, especially back in my earlier days. And I think it's just something more recently he told me. We recently saw each other at the Rut 50K this last weekend, and he asked me, he's like, when's the last time you felt bouncy in training? Like, when's the last time you actually felt like a spring? And it was a good question, because I was just like, well, it's been a little bit where I felt like energetic and snappy. And so anyway, his thing was, when's the last time you felt bouncy? And I think as endurance athletes, we can all ask ourselves that question, because I think a lot of the times we're overtrained. And when you're overtrained, you aren't absorbing the work as well as you could when you're more rested. So we all get into this mindset is that more is more is more, when really I think we need to rest a little bit more to feel that bounce and that pep in our step, so that we can hit the next session tomorrow. And so anyway, I think
love that.
How bouncy do you feel? That's mine.
Mission bounce.
Mission bouncy. Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, feel bouncy for Boston next year, and you're gonna smash that 3 hour.
You got to be asking yourself, how bouncy you feeling today? Oh, we're ready to.
You got me thinking about it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah. Do you guys have any other things that you want to talk about or mention?
No, this has been
Close it
fun.
out.
We enjoyed it. I kind of want to hang out with you guys every week, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'd like that too.
Yeah. Espresso and bullshit.
Come on.
We can.
When was the last time you? When was the last time you've been to Bozeman? You guys got to come out.
2015, man. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
You're due.
I'm due.
You're due.
I'm totally due. So
Have you
before
guys,
close out with your song, Haley? We were out there for Haley's 30th. That's when I came.
She just hit
and
the
she
next
planned
one.
out all these bike rides, and literally the most epic bike ride I've ever been. We drove to Glacier National Park. We were going to do like 120 miles. We did Going to the Sun Road, and we got lost. And anyways, we rode 150 miles. And one of the most epic blow-ups I've ever had. Like, on the side of the road, eating pie and ice cream and drinking Coke. Like, just trying to get my body to move, because we were 40 miles from home, and there was nowhere to go, you know? That was my last Bozeman trip.
Epic.
You guys will have to come back. She's always got fun stuff on her birthdays.
Yeah.
We did something called the Highlight Picnic together. That was probably her 36th or 35th birthday? I'll have to ask. But anyway, you start in town. We started at her house. We rode up to Highlight. Have you guys been there? The Highlight Reservoir?
Yep.
So we biked up there. Yeah, and then we swam across the lake and back, and then we ran up and tagged. Was it
Highlight Peak?
no
Blackmore.
It was Blackmore, and then did it all in reverse. So that was a pretty fun adventure.
That's awesome.
We ate a cupcake on the top of Blackmore together.
Sounds like Haley.
I think sing her happy birthday, and then we ran back down.
Love it.
Yeah, Haley with the adventures.
Uh-huh.
She just turned 40. That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
And shout out Haley. It's her last Kona. So,
Shout out Haley.
anyway, Haley. But all right. Should we?
All right, let's
We're gonna close, you guys. You guys can. Y'all can sing along if you want.
Because we're closing it out.
The road is long, the heat is high. Brent's still pushing as Kyle flies. From dawn to dusk, they're making a way for all to participate. 1 mile at a time, win the fight. Inspire belief and action, don't you quit. Tomorrow it'll be won, win the fight. Inspire belief and action, don't you quit. Tomorrow it'll be won.
And that's our show. Thanks for listening.
Let's
Thanks,
go.
Brent Kyle, for joining. That was super fun. Yeah.
Hopefully see you in Montana soon, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to try and make it happen. So, guys, thank you so much for the opportunity. We really appreciate it.